Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee, and here we are. 4 months is what it took. 4 months after the release of Battlefront 2, they are finally getting this game in a playable state. If you didn't hear the news, it was announced just a few days ago that they are going to be doing a complete revamp on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 progression system. Let me go ahead and read you a little bit from the official press release that came out. They start off by saying, with this update, progression is now linear. Star cards or any other items impacting gameplay will only be earned through gameplay and will not be available for purchase. Instead, you'll earn experience points for the classes, heroes, and ships that you choose to play in multiplayer. If you earn enough experience points to gain a level for that unit, you'll receive one skill point that can be used to unlock or upgrade the star card you would like to equip. So we'll go ahead and stop right there for a second. That actually sounds like a real game, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what they needed from the start. So if I want to jump into the Starfighter mode and only play a bomber until the end of time, that is what I should be leveling, not anything else, not the account, not getting random star cards for stuff I will never use. Linear progression for how I want to play the game. So that is absolutely fantastic that they are finally doing that. Next up, they go on to say you'll keep everything you've already earned and unlocked. You'll keep all of the star cards, heroes, weapons, or anything else you have already earned. What you have earned will still be available to use with this update regarding of how much or little progress you have made towards that thing. They go on to say that crates will no longer include star cards and cannot be purchased. Crates are earned by logging in daily, completing milestones, and through timed challenges. Inside of these crates, you'll find credits and cosmetic items such as emotes, victory poses, but nothing that impacts gameplay. Again, I think EA has finally learned their lesson, perhaps, on what to do and what not to do. I have a feeling like Disney really came down hard on these guys. They were like, what the heck are you guys doing? There's governments from around the world that are looking at this stuff now. You guys are you've messed up so bad that it's just making things insane now. And EA's like, okay, we're going to fix this. You're not going to be able to do pay to win anymore in this game. Of course, they took it out right before launch anyway. But there was actually a time where they had talked about, we're gonna maybe slowly bring it back or whatever. No, not at all. Not at all. They do go on to say that starting in April, you'll be able to get appearances directly through the in-game credits or crystals. The first new appearances are coming soon, meaning that you'll be able to grab a new look for your heroes and or troopers, your characters, directly by either using credits earned in-game or crystals available to purchase in-game or through first-party stores. If you have ever dreamed of being part of the Resistance as a Rhodian, you will have your chance right around the corner. So really what this says to me is Overwatch. They are basically copying the Overwatch system on part of this. They look at Overwatch and they say, all right, you basically, there's no real progression in Overwatch, so that is a little bit different, but the way that they do their store where it's all cosmetics, that's what they're going to do. And of course, the funny thing about this is early on, they actually released statements saying that they'd never do cosmetics and people don't want alternate skins or pink Darth Vaders or whatever, and then now they're actually going to go ahead and do it, which is really, really funny. And of course, Battlefront 1, what was it, the 2015 Battlefront or 2016, whatever it was, that actually had that to where you could pick from male, female, and then different aliens and that kind of thing. So they're going to be bringing that in as well, which is going to be pretty cool. Now that all of that is set in stone, I think these are really, really good changes. But for a lot of players, it's simply too late. A lot of players will just simply not go into Battlefront. But I do think it's going to be interesting to see what this does for them. How many people do come back to the game. Because I think one of the main reasons why they are doing this is they want Battlefront 2 to be a game and a service that they're going to work on for many years down the road. I was actually talking on Twitch here yesterday, talking to some people about what do we think Disney and EA is going to do as far as their games that are coming out. I don't think we're going to see another Battlefront game for a long time. I mean, I'm talking 2020, 2021, 2022, somewhere after that, because we know that the Amy Hennig Visceral game got shut down and the assets to that game got moved into a new Star Wars open world-esque whatever game for a service type game, and that's probably going to be the next big Star Wars game that they release, and then Battlefront 3 will actually be after that at some point down the road. But whatever this next Star Wars game is going to be, it's not going to be 2019. I'd say 2020 at the earliest. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes of that game. And of course, there's been rumors out there that Disney and Lucasfilm have been potentially searching for other developers. The one thing I'll say about that is EA's not going to lose the license. I don't see that happening. What I think is going to happen is they're going to turn things back to how things were in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, to where pretty much anybody could make a Star Wars game. You had BioWare making Star Wars games, Obsidian, and many others. You had stuff like Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, and LucasArts was making games, and so you didn't have one company who had the Star Wars license. Basically, anybody could make a Star Wars game once it got all approved and all that. So I have a feeling like they might actually go back to that. That'll give Ubisoft a chance, and Activision a chance, and maybe any other developer who wants to make a really good Star Wars game, give them a chance. And, EA has already said that people don't want the single-player Star Wars games, which, okay, first, yes, we do, and you're dumb, but I have a feeling like it's going to be one of these other companies who will actually give us the Star Wars game that we really, really want. So hopefully everything I said there will become true, and we'll get a really, really awesome Star Wars game at some point down the road from one of these other companies, because I just don't see EA doing it. If EA does it, I'll be really, really surprised. Now, the next part of the question is, how is this going to affect Anthem? And I think this is actually going to do really, really good things for Anthem. So EA tried this. It failed. They know they bloody can't do it again. If they do this same thing in Anthem, that game is going to just fall like a rock. So they know they can't do it. And so I think that actually spells good things for Anthem. Anthem has a much, much better chance of being a successful game because of the failure of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, I've already heard a lot of people say, oh, Anthem, that game's going to suck. Oh, it's a really, really generic game and blah, blah, blah. And some of that's just trolls kind of mouthing off a little bit. But really, at this point, we don't know enough about Anthem to make any speculations. We've seen basically the stuff from E3 and a few other little tidbits here and there, and that is not enough to say, oh, Anthem's going to be good or bad or whatever. We just don't have enough information. We do have E3 2018 coming up here in June, which I'm pretty sure we'll get a grand preview of what Anthem is going to be for 2019, and I think that'll give us a much greater picture of exactly what that game is going to be. But yeah, I had one guy comment who actually said, Anthem looks like a generic shooter to me. And I'm just sitting there thinking, it's like, no, it doesn't. And again, even from the short little preview that we've seen, I don't know any other game out there where I can jump in a mech suit, and in Anthem, they call it a javelin, I believe, where I can jump in this javelin and I can basically have sustained jetpack flight for as long as I want. I can go in the air, on the ground, underwater, pop out of water, land, shoot some stuff, go back into the air, back underwater. You can do all these crazy things. That doesn't look like a generic shooter to me. I've never seen anything like that. So watch your comments, you trolls, because I will go after you when you're making grandiose, crazy claims like that. Oh, it's a generic shooter. No, it's not. I'm going to bring out my Yoda slap again. I'll warn you. I'll warn you. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, that'll sort of go ahead and do it for this video. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of these Star Wars Battlefront 2 changes that are currently in the works and scheduled for April. I will most likely do an additional video on it when it actually comes out, see how good it really is and whether or not it's actually worth going back and playing the game. So look forward to that at some point in April. But yeah, March has been a really busy month for video games. Over the last couple years, just March has been super busy, and I don't know why developers are choosing this month out of all the months of the year. You know, of course, at the end of the year, we always see a lot of games that pop up for the holiday season, but why March, I don't know. So if you haven't been seeing them, I've been trying to do a lot of first look videos on a lot of these games that have been coming out here recently. So if you're ever looking for additional gaming content, make sure you check out those first look videos. But yep, that'll go ahead and do it. So of course, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing, have fun, and we'll see you next time.